Good morning. It's a beautiful day in Fairfield. Second Tuesday podcast for you this week.
Yeah, second Tuesday. We're just
Wow.
gluttons for punishment, We got nothing better to do, nothing going on. Let's throw in another podcast every week.
It's
It's what the fans want.
We don't ever have anything to do.
No, we're bored over here. We're bored over here. Thank you, Jeremy Ellis, Coach Ellis, for being here as our second Tuesday guest. We appreciate you coming in on 8:30. It still feels like 7:30 in the morning to me, though. Same,
yes.
yeah.
I am battling that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been 2 days, and I thought I'd been done with it by now, but I'm still just dragging.
Oh man, me too. And the boys trying to get kids up, trying to get them to sleep an hour earlier, and up an hour earlier. It's been fun, but I think are they voting on that? Have you guys heard that? They're voting on possibly eliminating
I've heard
time
that before,
change. Yeah,
and I feel like this, kind of
Yeah.
doing that again.
yeah.
Bringing it back up.
I mean, I'm not a farmer, so I'm good with it, but I don't know. Maybe the farming population likes it.
I don't know. It's really weird to get up in the morning now and walk the dog, and it's still dark.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
But it's light at 8:30 at night.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Jeremy. Let's talk about Coach Ellis. Jeremy is the Bobcats softball head coach, second year, right?
Yes.
Second year. So we've talked about this on air before, and we weren't sure exactly. When did the softball program start? You're getting your notes out?
I'm going to
Was
because
it-
I
I
was
wanna
thinking
say-
I should know all this.
Yeah,
and I
right.
knew it was
We're
going to
going
come
to
up.
rapid fire questions, and then your salary depends on how many you can answer correctly. Yeah, no.
Great.
Nixie, I'll send this to her.
Everybody always says, you don't make much in coaching, so I'm not worried about it. So
You don't do it for the money. You do it for the passion, right?
exactly. So we talk about this a lot. We were the first team. I guess not first team. So there was different things going on. There was some cross country,
Yeah.
golf, that kind of stuff, and then it was presented to bring in more sports.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what happened, and then we went first, and we tell people it was kind of they wanted to start. That was important, and we. So piggybacking a little bit, Slover and I were coaching high school softball
Oh,
at the time, so we coached together.
yeah.
And I was the head coach, he was the assistant coach, but he was about to retire.
Okay.
So he got presented an opportunity to
Yeah.
be Frontiers coach. Well, they had talked to him about baseball because he was big in baseball. but
Right.
then he had daughters, so they
Yeah.
kind of converted like we all have to
Right.
women's sports.
Yeah.
So then they presented him the softball job. And then they said, we want to start that soon. He's like, okay, how soon?
Yeah.
So he literally had 10 days. Signing period was 10 days away to get kids to come for the
Oh
next year.
my God.
I think he said it was like January 5th, and the signing date was January 15th. And, I mean, so it was like, here we go. He's like, so
Yeah.
it was a scramble time trying to find kids.
Oh my God.
So yeah, we started that, and I think this is our 9th year, so I think 2016
Wow. Okay.
was our first actual season. I always have to try to remember exactly how it works. But
I know, because I was thinking, so when did golf and cross country then come in? Because I was thinking that was 2016.
They
That
were
was before
right
that,
before
though.
us, like the year
Okay.
before, whatever. Yeah. So the spring of 2016 was our first season.
Okay, and it was thrown together. That kind of reminds me of Bobcat Nation. I think I had a similar.
Yeah, I think so. I think we talked
It was
about
like-
it. It was like,
yeah.
oh yeah, by the way, it's getting ready to start.
Could you, not next year, we're meaning this season.
Come on.
like-
It'd be really cool if you could do it now.
now. But hey, some of the best things, happen under pressure like that. So, and that's very cool. So Coach Slover was the head coach for the first
7 years.
7 years, and then
Yep.
you've taken over and it's just switched positions
We
because
just-
he's
yeah.
assistant
So
now.
he had some health concerns going on,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, and so he just the stress and
Yeah.
everything, and also Frontier kind of talked about maybe going full-time head coach,
Okay.
putting me on campus, so he was interested in that idea.
Right. I'm
So
supposed
it's-
to be retired over here,
That's-
right?
Yeah, that's what. So it kind of worked out both ways. So
Yeah.
it was easy. I took the head job
Yeah.
and became the full-time time at Frontier, and then I just said, "Hey, you're helping me."
Yeah,
so
sorry,
we're just gonna switch positions. You're not leaving.
You're not
out of
getting
this. So that's kind of how it worked.
Well, and you guys have coached together for so long. Like, you know each other's styles. You work well together.
Yeah.
Like, I was talking before we went on air, and, like, I don't know. I really appreciate your guys' approach to the game. You're very, like, pretty laid back. I don't know. The girls may disagree sometimes in practices or whatever, but you're a very laid back coach, I feel like. And you seem to really, like, step back and process things and not, like, react in emotion immediately on things. And I think I'm not a super competitive person, so I may be a bad person to judge, but I think that's a cool coaching style.
It certainly relaxes players.
Yes, right.
You know,
I think that's our goal. I mean, I think, he and I have, like you said, we've been together for a long time. So he was my 6th grade basketball coach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when I went to Center Street, he was there. He coached, and so we had him for grade school basketball. So that's kind of where it started.
Cool.
And then when I came back, we kind of gained a friendship and things like that, and started getting into stuff together. And so we've been together, but we both had a lot of the similar ideas, and like you said, I think we're more laid back maybe than other coaches are, and everybody has their own style.
Right.
So
we're not judging anyone.
That's right. It's just out there, and
Yeah.
we talk a lot about coaching at practice and letting kids play the game, like you said.
Yeah.
Mark.
They've played for, most of the girls
That's right.
have been playing for better than 10 plus years or more before they come to you.
Yeah, and
so they know what they're doing.
And I always say, baseball, softball, they're a frustrating sport anyway. 3 for 10, you're successful. Yeah. Which is not a good score in class.
You still feel like a failure,
Right. So I just, we talk about it a lot and just think about how we don't want them feeling pressure at a game about, is coach going to yell at me? What's going on? I just want them to be out there and react and play as fast as they can, because it's a fast game, and the higher level you get, the faster it gets. So you got to be able to go quick and think quick, and just the less they have in their mind, the better off they're going to react, I think.
Well, and I think it works because I don't know. I didn't pull the stats from last year, but you guys were like top in the nation in quite a few different categories, right? For the SI. What are all the acronyms for it?
NJCAA, is that right?
So it's National Junior College Association, Athletic Association. So, we did have a very good year last year, and I think that's kind of put us on the map a little bit more.
Yeah.
And offensively, we did have a very good year. We just, we were 6th in the nation in home runs.
Home runs, yeah.
That was our top category, and then we were in a lot of other categories in top 10, top 20, that kind of stuff. So,
which is just amazing for a young program like that. It really is. I think that's great. And I tell people all the time, wherever I'm talking, I'm like, if you guys have not been out to watch this softball team, like, you have got to go or tune in on Bobcat Nation, because I don't know that I ever even went to a softball game in school. Like I said, I wasn't an athlete, and I, had the boyfriend, so I followed him around, went and watched all those games, but I never went to a softball game. And they are so much fun to watch. It's so much more fast-paced than baseball.
It is.
And watching the girls hit bombs and, like, smash the scoreboard, like, I'm just like, yes, like, it's so fun. And the pitching, I don't know. And a lot of times when you get a lot of girls together, it seems like there's a lot of drama, right? And they may have that. But when they're on the field together, they seem like teamwork, like they're just this solid team, fluid team. Like, they do a great job.
And we talked about that a lot last year. We hit a lot of home runs, but, the whole end of goal was to win games.
Yeah.
So we just kept continually talking about, hey, those are scoring runs win games.
Right.
So don't worry about who hits the home run. It's just the fact that we got runs.
We got runs, definitely.
So I think, we try to teach team, because it is an individual sport.
Yeah.
You have a pitcher up there battling a batter.
Right.
You have the batter, trying to get a hit. So it's a lot of individual stuff, but we always talk about a team. We're always trying to promote that team thing. And like you said, it is a lot faster paced.
Yeah.
So I think it's fun. It's catching a lot of popularity, even on, on the national thing. They're coming back around. I think putting it back in the Olympics was a good thing. It's bringing that back out to kids to see, that kind of stuff. So it's a fun sport.
It is. It is so much fun. And there's actually a game today, right?
Yep.
First pitch 2
o'clock.
2 p.m. So if you guys want to go out, they play out at Southwest Park. So you can go out there 2 p.m. and catch you a game, or tune in on Bobcat Nation Fairfield on YouTube to catch that. So I had another question about your recruiting. So what's your recruiting process? Do you handle that? Does Slover handle it? Is it a mix?
So yeah, recruiting is a tough thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
One thing is hard is when we're playing, high schools are playing. So like I have games going on, but I could be recruiting as well. So it's like a double. You're trying to double dip. Now with the summer realm, that has helped a bunch. The summer circuit's going, and a lot of kids play summer softball as well. So that's a place to catch on. And so yeah, we all do it. So Coach Slover and I usually tandem up on a weekend and say, all right, where are we going this weekend?
Yeah.
And you have connections with girls that you're trying to start talking to, and then you get their schedule for the summer, and then you put that on the map. And so we spend a lot of time in Evansville, O'Fallon, just Kentucky, just different areas, driving around. So we get a lot of recruiting done in May.
Okay.
Our season
for the
starts,
next year, right?
Oh yeah, for the next year. Yeah. So I've already have commits for the following year as well.
Wow.
So I have 6 coming in for next year, and another one already committed for the year after.
Wow, that's
so
great.
it's always just you got to stay ahead. It's like you're never done.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, because if you get behind the 8 ball on it, they're already committed somewhere else,
exactly.
and then
So,
but you do kind of focus regional on your recruiting efforts.
It's tough in Southern Illinois because there's 11 schools in Southern Illinois that play against each other.
Oh wow!
I mean, so there's 11 of us trying to pull all the kids out of Southern Illinois.
Right.
So we did have to, especially early, we were the new ones. So when we went to recruit and somebody else was beside us,
I'm going to that school.
Yeah, they've been here a lot longer than you have. You guys are new. I'm not sure what is going on. So
do you actually have a program? I see nothing online about it. Who are these guys?
So we had to kind of reach out and expand our horizons a little bit, which I think in 2 helped us a little bit too, because then we were already established somewhere else.
Right.
So, we get a lot of questions about, do you recruit local kids? And absolutely I do.
Yes.
But they have to also want to play.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to go to college and play softball.
Right.
So there's a lot of, I'm good. I'm going to go somewhere else and go to school.
Right.
So we have a lot of that divide. And then, like I said, just so much, there's a lot of schools in Southern Illinois recruiting kids. So, and that's just junior colleges, let alone everybody else that wants the best player.
Yeah.
So you have the big schools coming and trying to find the best player that everybody else picks. And then, so we hit a lot of kids in Evansville because it's an hour drive. So they like that. It's not bad. They go to school and get to play softball.
It's far enough where mom and dad can't just pop in.
That's right.
But
we hear that a lot.
That's why I went to Carbondale.
That's exactly. I went to McKendree, an hour and a half away. It's perfect.
You gotta let me know when you're
do
coming.
Laundry and drive back.
Did you do laundry?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Dropped
Mama.
Exactly. Thank you, Mom.
Shout out to the moms out there
That's
doing
right.
college laundry.
That's right. So that area works
great.
really good for us. I mean, Evansville, and they have really good softball in that area too.
And you have quite a few in Kentucky, right? From Kentucky.
The Western Kentucky corner. So we get that, and they all play travel ball in that Evansville because Deaconess Park has 8 turf fields.
Right.
So there's tournaments every weekend.
Yeah.
I think everybody on the roster this year is within about a 3-hour drive. Is that
and
right?
I'd say that's pretty adequate for us. I mean, right now, next year I have a kid coming from up north of Indianapolis or whatever, but so that's about as far as we've gotten away.
Wow.
I mean, we had a girl from Arkansas one year, and again, it's just where you go, because in the fall, we were going to an exposure thing in the fall down in Arkansas, and then a girl found us and sent us some emails, and then here she came, so you just never know when you go somewhere who sees you and, and wants an opportunity to play somewhere.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
It's kind of a double-edged sword. I mean, you go places to watch, and they see you, and then, you're going to see somebody else.
Yeah.
Listen, you're always networking, no matter where you're at, what you're doing.
And I
You
think
never
that was
know.
part of what you talked about before. We have to kind of watch because we're always being watched.
Yes.
I mean, you talk to little kids about that a lot, but we're kind of the same realm.
Exactly.
I mean, kids are out and they go to tournaments. They look and see how you are.
Right. How's the coach coaching?
I mean,
How's
Bobcat
the
Nation? They can get on because we post a lot of that on plays or whatever, and it's tagged on Facebook and everything. So you're seeing a lot.
Listen,
I mean,
there's so much visibility now, and
yes.
it's a good thing. It's a great thing, I think, for marketing. I think of recruiting efforts and what can you really sell people on whenever you're trying to recruit them. And obviously, great records and that type of stuff is huge. And And then I think having something like Bobcat Nation where parents and family and stuff can watch it too, that kind of can help with recruiting. And
so every game of ours is live because we do you guys with Bobcat Nation all at our home games, and then we do Game Changer live at our away games with the camera as well. So the parents can see every game.
I love that.
So no matter how, like you said, how far away, 2, 3, 7, whatever, they're going to be able to be seen.
That's awesome.
So, I think that's definitely a marketing tool for us as well.
Definitely. And if, colleges aren't doing that, they need to get that added because it is huge. I mean, people want to watch the games and if they start at noon or start at 2, not everyone can make it to those games. So it's nice to be able to have it on in the office, or even like I always say, they're like, well, I can't watch it, I'm driving. I'm like, you can turn it on your Bluetooth and just listen. Mark and Bob do a great job with play-by-play. They try to really let you know what's happening.
Well, we try.
They try. I said try. Listen, that's why I don't ever do play-by-play. I'm like, guys, come on, someone's got to step up because you don't want me on play-by-play.
And that is a comment, too, that they like that. I mean, it's a personal feel.
Yes.
They feel like they're watching a live, full game, and a Game Changer Live is not.
Right.
It's just a video. You can just see what's going on, so...
That was one of our first comments. I think our first game we did was baseball, because we started that spring season. I think the first broadcast was baseball, and like someone commented on it, was like, whoa. Like I thought it was just going to be like a live stream of the field. Like there's play-by-play, there's color, there's, whatever. So school's calling me, but my kids are with me, so I think we're okay. Sick day. I'm like so ready for summer. You know what I mean? Like I know the high school's been, a lot of the kids have been out there.
Yeah. My wife said, there was classes with missing kids over and over, just running through. So
Miss Kelly Vaughn, his Felix's aide in his classroom, and he missed on Friday. And she said there were 6 other kids out of their class that day, and now he's out again today. I mean, he got off the bus yesterday, and he just like looked like a zombie. Yeah. And then he threw up. It's like, how long is this sickness going to last? And I made his butt go to school yesterday because I'm like, you are still not sick. Like, you're fine, He got off the bus like, oh, I feel bad. You definitely still look sick. So, but yeah, it's fun times. I'm ready for summer.
Yes.
All right, season so far. How many games we played? What's the record?
So we played 12 games. We're 6-6.
Nice.
So we did a little traveling early in the season. So
and you played some really good teams.
Yeah.
We do.
Which is always fun at the beginning of the season when you're still trying to, what I mean? Kind of get it figured out.
And we talk about that a lot. I mean, I feel like it's important we have about 20 games preseason wise that we can, they count, but it kind of gets us ready for our conference region.
Right.
So it's important for us to get ready for that. We're in a region that's very good. We have nationally ranked teams, and so it's tough. So we go to Mississippi. We usually get 6 games there, and then on the way home, stop in Tennessee somewhere and get us a doubleheader on Sunday on the way home. So we did that. We got rained out the first day, so we only ended up with 6 in the whole trip. But Northeast Mississippi was a very, very good team, nationally ranked now. And they have a pitcher going to UT Martin. She'd already committed, left-handed, throwing 63.
Ooh.
So here we are, first game out of the gate, and they throw that girl. Of course,
forget to swing. Like, wait,
it
went by already.
Not the fact that she's throwing 63, but she's throwing 63 and a lefty. No less, because the movement on the ball is completely different.
Yeah.
So I feel like that builds us up, gets us ready though. That's what we need.
Let's wake up.
It's real season. Here we go. So we do that. Stopped in Dyersburg, Tennessee for a doubleheader there. We play St. Charles, Missouri. They're a very, very good team out of St. Louis. And always competitive games for us and them. Usually one-run games, that kind of stuff. So I just feel like our schedule up front has been good. East Central Missouri, we picked them up last year, and they've been a competitive team for us as well. So I feel like if last year we were 0-8 to start the season.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I said, hey, we're a lot better off this year than we were last year.
We're doing good, girls.
So we got a chance here, But
wow, I can't believe you started off 0-8 last year because you had a great season.
We went 0-8, and I think we went into our region, which most people call a conference, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think we maybe won 10 in a row.
Okay, I remember
so
there being
flipped quickly,
yeah.
you know. So, and I contributed to that too. We got ready. We were ready for our season. So,
yeah,
you know,
that's a
so
great
I feel like
way.
that's kind of where we are right now. I mean, I think we're walking into it.
You don't get any better by playing teams that are not as good as you.
Right.
And I mentioned this to someone before. I feel fortunate. I get a coach in my hometown where I grew up and stuff.
Yeah.
But I've never, ever felt pressure from administration or anybody to absolutely win every game possible.
Good.
You know, and I think we see that on the national television where guys are getting fired and switching positions.
Right.
They're always being, you know, and they make high dollar money, so I kind of understand it. But, you know, they have a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've been able to establish a program and try to just keep building it and making it better, you know, and we're always worried about wins all the time.
Yeah.
So I can go out and try to win games or compete in tough level games and not worry about the W's all the time.
Yeah.
I want to get us ready for a season, not just win 10 games in a row because we played a bunch of nobodies.
Right,
you know,
right.
That kind of thing.
Let's challenge ourselves a little bit,
and get better.
You know.
And the conference, region, whatever you want to call it, means a whole lot more than
and I've always been a postseason person. I mean, I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, that's what people remember.
That's when you need to play your best.
That's when you need to be playing the best. So that's kind of what we tell our girls. You know, we want to get better all season long and be the best at the end. And that's, you know, that's what our strive is. So we might put some people in different situations or positions or whatever to try to see what they can do and where we can be at the end of the season.
That is a great way to do it. What else we got? You got any questions?
Just thinking.
I
mean, you mentioned some nationally ranked teams in the region. I mean, the one that comes to mind is Lakeland College.
Right.
They're always in the top tier of the country.
That's right.
But who else you got?
So Wabash has always been nationally ranked.
Okay.
You know, so they have been in and out of that here recently, but they have been a very strong program, gotten very good players. John A. Logan is definitely moving up in the world.
And
their
these
facilities are just...
These are all schools that are pretty much larger.
Yeah, right.
You know, a lot larger than Frontier.
So they're getting ready to build all new indoor hitting complex right by their baseball, softball fields. You know, so they have a really nice facility coming on. So that's going to help them as well. And, you know, so... Like you said, our region's tough. It's got a lot of good teams, and you know, and that's not to slack on anybody else. You know, Olney Central's been around for a long time. The guy's been coaching there 20 years. He's got an established program. You know, it's just it goes on and on. You know, so it's tough in that market to just jump in, and that's something we talked about when we first started our program. We went D1 right off the bat, and basically it was transportation. I mean, because there is a D1, D2, D3 level in junior college.
Wow.
So we could have went to any of the three.
Yeah.
But location, where we were, was easier to play the D1s in this area than drive 3 and 4 hours to face D2 or D3 schools. So, you know, it's just one of those deals. But with that, also came
a lot of competition.
Yeah, so you get to play teams that have already been established for a long time and already have a program. So, but it's worked out well for us.
That was a smart decision. Yeah,
it worked out well for us. We just knew we'd have to grow. I mean,
and you've done an amazing job at that. Like I'm very impressed with your program and the girls are always so sweet. We love working with them. Like Bobcat Nation, the community is just amazing. Like we have felt so welcome and the parents, the family, the coaches, you all make us feel so welcome.
And I think a lot of that's community driven too, though.
Yeah.
I think our community has accepted them,
yes.
which has been great. It's been a very big part. They feel accepted in our community. I mean, the kids talk about that a lot.
Oh, good.
You know, that they just feel like the churches do stuff for us. I mean, other people are doing stuff, and that's what I tell them. So when we get a chance, you know, someone calls and say, "Hey, would your girls do this?" We always try,
right?
Because I'm like, they do this for us. Let's get back, you know. So we help with coat drives and different things like that. So it's neat.
The 3 words that come to mind that we've heard from several players and other coaches feels like home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what we hear a lot of.
Yep,
I love that, and because they are from probably small towns just like this, you know, and so to come to a small town and to feel welcomed or included, that's great, and I'm happy that that's how they feel.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
I popped in a Cornerstone Community Church the other day. I was borrowing podium to take to the murder mystery. And anyways, they had a big old meal set up. And
for the guys.
The Bobcats baseball team was coming in. I'm like, thank you so much for doing that. Like, because I know as a college student, you get tired of ramen. You know, you get tired of, sometimes you can't even, I remember me and my sister would call each other and like, what are you doing? We're both in college. She's like, driving through McDonald's, counting change out of my change drawer, trying to see if I can get a McChicken and a Diet Coke. I was like, me too.
And that's so true. It's, you know, and we feel fortunate. We have a lot of Bible study groups for our girls that
good.
You know, and they feed them, and then they have a little study afterwards. So we have a couple of those during the week, each week.
That's nice.
That our girls, you know, and not anything they have to attend, but they do.
Right.
And there's food there. So
right.
accidentally they show up, I think. So, you know, so we just have that. And like you said, then the churches are always more than welcome to do some stuff. And we talked a lot about, even during COVID, it was amazing because we were getting churches calling us and saying, hey, Monday, stop by and pick up. And they'd have bowls of soup and all this. So we'd take it to the housing and drop it off. And I think that just created that family atmosphere.
I love that.
And word of mouth is big because recruits talk to players that have been here and ask them how it's went, what's going on. And they talk about that a lot. I mean, it's like, you know, there's a lot going on, and you know, they take care of you, so it's a good thing.
I'm glad to hear that. That is a great thing for sure. What was I going to ask? Something. Oh, so you're talking about like driving to Mississippi and Tennessee and Missouri and all this stuff. You also have a high school freshman, right?
Yes.
And a high school senior.
Yes.
So how do you guys manage as a family to be everywhere and do everything? And like, you know, because you're always at their games. Like, you're always there. It's like, you know, I said earlier, I need to duplicate myself. I feel like you guys need to do the same thing to stay on top of it.
I contribute that to a couple things, I guess. One, obviously, I have an awesome wife.
Yes.
You know, so she does a lot for me. You know, she has something ready. She has stuff ready. You know, she takes care of the girls. So that's something. And I think what that creates is a family atmosphere.
Yeah.
And so I'm very upfront with my college athletes as well that I have a family.
Yeah.
You know, so it's important.
And that's priority.
To me. It's important to me, just like they are.
Yeah.
And, you know, so we try to treat them like family so they understand family.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, I tell them, we practiced yesterday at 2 o'clock because they were out of class at that time. So we practiced at 2, and I was able to watch the game afterwards.
Good.
You know, so there's stuff like that. Now, today, obviously, I don't get to do that.
Yeah.
But I won't lie to you. Between games, I might sneak on Mule Nation and find the game. You know, like we got a 20-minute break.
Check in and see how Maeve's doing.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, that's the fortunate part. So,
that's
you know,
great.
There's lots of outlets to watch. You know, Game Changer, I can turn it on just to see how they're doing.
Right.
You know, so. And
you can go back. I know you say sometimes you guys will go back at night and watch it together on Mule Nation or Bobcat Nation or whatever.
Yeah, I think I've watched the Wabat or the Red Lake game that we lost about 5 times. So that might be your bad outlet for this thing going on, because it's like, you know, it was.
What we should have done this different.
Yeah, the girl threw really well, and you know, I respect her, and I know who she. You know, I knew she threw at Johnson City, and she does a great job. She, you know, flips the ball and stuff, and we just could not get onto her. And I was like, all right, we're gonna see her again this year. We got to figure this out.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bobcat Nation, thank you for letting me sit at home at midnight watch these games over and over.
Hey, I'm sorry to cause you that anxiety, but also thanks for the views.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. You're welcome. Yeah.
You're helping our recruiting.
If you see any views from 12 to 2 in the morning, it's me.
I tell Mark that, or Mark makes fun of me because I'll text him at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I'm sorry, don't answer. I hope this didn't wake you up, but I'm up. My mind's moving, and I don't want to forget to tell you this, you know? Yeah. And I'll do it to the girls, too. I'm like, please turn your phone on Do Not Disturb from 9 p.m. till 6.
How many times have you texted me?
Yeah.
And 3 minutes later, I'm texting back because I'm up too.
Right, we get to this age where it's like, and I remember my mom as a kid just being like, "Oh, I couldn't sleep last night." I'm like, "What do you mean? Like, you just go lay down and you go to sleep, and then you wake up to your alarm in the morning and." I get it now. I get it now, Mom. I get it.
We're solving the world's problems.
Solving the world's problems.
Lots of things are well thought out at that time of the night in the morning.
But the thing is, I don't remember to like pick up my phone and make a note, or if I don't text it right then, and then I forget how I solved the world's problems the next day. You know, I'm like, dang it, I really had that fixed. But yeah. All right, Mark, you want to tell us the weather for today and the weekend? It is a beautiful day in Fairfield today. I will say that.
Gorgeous right now. Sunshine, about I don't know, 45, 47, somewhere right in there. But today's going to get to 68. It's going to be beautiful.
All right.
Sunshine, partly sunny tomorrow, 71.
Woo-hoo!
74 and some rain on Thursday, possibly some rain. Better chance of rain on Friday with a high of 63. Saturday and Sunday, we're looking at 62 on Saturday. Sunday, back down to the mid-50s, and then we're into the 40s for Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday back up to 60.
So you said Thursday, chance of rain. We got a Bobcat softball game that
Just
day.
a slight chance of rain.
Wonderful. Okay. So that's the fun part about spring sports, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can have a schedule, but just laugh at it, throw it away.
Yeah.
Do not write it in pen.
No. Pencil that in.
Yeah.
I always enjoy the messages, emails I get from Coach McHugh. Like, is it a day that ends in Y? Then I've got a schedule change for you, It's fun. And then we do Mule Nation, high school sports, and Bobcat Nation. So, I mean, my mind during spring sports is
we are juggling.
We're
a
hopping.
lot of stuff.
Yeah. What was I? Oh, so I was going to talk about recap of local sports for this past week, and then we'll go into the schedule for the upcoming week. So, yesterday, Monday through 11, we had FCHS softball and baseball home openers. So, Lady Mule softball got the win against North Clay. Final score of 19-2. Olivia Rice was named the Copeland Agency Country Financial Player of the Game. And then Mules baseball lost 12-1 to Newton in 6. Carson Bartholomew got the win for the Eagles. Shout out to my brother Braden. He's a Newton Eagle. He came down and watched the broadcast, and yesterday was the most Mondayest Monday I've ever had in my life. Woo. So I didn't get to see him. I had a sick kid. I had a dog I had to take to the vet, emergency at 5 o'clock because we thought he had a dislocated shoulder. It was just a little sprain in his elbow. He's a drama king.
The dog?
The dog.
Okay.
The dog. So anyways, I was texting my brother, Braden, at about 1 o'clock this morning because I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, I never even told him I wasn't going to make it out there. And so anyway, shout out to him. And his stepdad, he watched it on Bobcat Nation. He's from Newton as well. And he had to stay home with some sick parents he's helping take care of. So anyways, it's just great that the other schools are utilizing it as well. And thank you for the free marketing, Braden, and getting that out there about Mule Nation and Bobcat Nation. He's I've been trying to get him on. So he was born when I was 14 years old. So he's a lot younger than me. But I've been trying to get him on Mule Nation for a long time, and he was too nervous to come on. Well, then he started helping his cousin up there with Newton Radio, and he got the bug. He did one broadcast, and then I got a text like, okay, that was really fun. Like, let me know when I can come help out. So hopefully we'll get him on soon. But
we were going to have him on at the during the regional.
Yep.
And just, I guess, circumstances didn't work out.
Yeah. He didn't end up getting to come, but okay. So for the week today, we talked about Bobcat softball today at 2 and 4-ish versus Olney Central College, and that'll be at Southwest Park, or you can find it on Bobcat Nation Fairfield. And then we'll have FCHS softball at Grayville at 4:30 p.m. on Mule Nation. Thursday, pending rainstorm, we have Bobcat softball versus Southeastern Illinois College at, I didn't write down the time. I'm guessing 2.
Yeah,
okay. 2 and 4.
Most of your games are in the week will start at 2 and 4, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And then Saturday, Bobcats baseball versus Olive Harvey starting at noon. That's a doubleheader. And then FCHS baseball versus Mount Carmel at 11 a.m. And on Sunday, Bobcats baseball again versus Olive Harvey at 2. So we got a busy week. And we're doing a Wayne County Scholastic Bowl. We're going to do that on Friday night at 6 o'clock, and that'll be on Bobcat Nation. So you can tune in to watch that if you'd like. So, all right, let's move into events for a little bit. And you guys can give the camera a break here from our beautiful faces.
We can talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah, I can turn you down and do a... All right, so first up we have Quincy Riley Benefit Run on March 16th. That is a you can't really see it very good, but that is a, what's the word?
Poker run.
Poker run to help raise funds for Quincy Riley and his medical bills. So that starts at 11 a.m. at the VFW in Flora. So go and check that out. And then up next we have, if I can find my, there we go. Everything's moved around right now since we had our first game yesterday. All right. Also on 3/16, we have the Herb Seminar and Make and Take event for Desires of Your Heart Wellness. That is going to be at RJ on Main. If you want to attend, be sure and get those tickets ASAP so she can make sure she has enough product for you. It's a really great event. Lois Dishman Cooper is over that, and you can learn a lot about herbal wellness and how it can help you. We have an Easter egg coloring workshop coming up on March 23rd at RJ on Main. Drianna Manahan is doing that. March 23rd from 2 until 4. Be sure and attend that if you can. Tickets are available for that online. You can find out more on RJ on Main. All right, big one. Solar eclipse. Fairfield, Illinois has announced Little Texas Live at the Wayne County Fairgrounds in Fairfield to kick off the solar eclipse weekend, April 5th at 6 p.m. Bo Tatum and the Dirt Devils will open about 6:30, followed by Little Texas about 8 p.m. There's going to be a beer truck out there this year. I cannot believe it. I'll believe it when I see it, maybe is what I should say. But, and there will also be food vendors out there. You can get your tickets online right now at solareclipsefairfield2024.com. So that is really all the events I have for right now. If you guys have more events that you would like us to feature on here, go ahead and send those to Claire at RaylanJames.com, RJ on the air at RaylanJames.com, Mark at RaylanJames.com, or just find us. We're everywhere. Get a hold of us. You can find us. And then also birthdays and anniversaries. We would love to have those as well.
We had a message on Bobcat Nation the other day with a birthday. I didn't know
was it Bobcat Nation they sent it on?
I think it was.
Because I responded to her and got it wrote down.
Okay.
If it's the same one, but I will double check. Yeah, we appreciate you guys sending those in. All right. Question of the day. Where will you, Jeremy Ellis, be watching the 2024 solar eclipse?
I don't know.
Have you figured this out yet?
I'll be watching in the dark.
In the dark?
So I was a teacher last time this happened. So we were.
okay.
We went out on the football field, took the kids all out there, had the glasses, and let them do that. So this year it sounds like everybody's doing a little different route, taking school off, giving the opportunity to see that kind of stuff. So I'm sure I'll be. We own some property in the country. Kind of a neat idea to go out and watch it, where it's dark.
Yeah.
And see stuff like that. So I'm sure that's something we'll probably do, as a family or whatever.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
So,
I wondered if the softball fields and baseball fields, if the kids would be out there watching it or kind of what the plan was. But I am excited. We actually have a wedding that weekend. My sister-in-law and her fiance, Denny, are getting married during the solar eclipse, literally as it's happening. And it's so fun. They're just really laid back people, and they're like, I want Felix in his astronaut costume, because my kid has an astronaut costume. She's like, I want him in that. I want everyone in just sparkly fun, So I joked that I was going to dress as Miss Frizz from the Magic School Bus. Remember the redheaded girl with the teacher with the crazy. So anyways, it's going to be a hoot, but
that sounds fun.
We're thankful to have wonderful property behind our house. That's my in-laws, and luckily they share it with us. They let us hang out on it, so it'll be a beautiful place to watch the solar eclipse. And what a fun memory. Yeah. I said he won't be able to forget their anniversary ever.
Never. Yeah.
Should not.
If you do, Denny, you got problems. Yeah. But what are you gonna do?
Somewhere
dark.
Somewhere, yeah. Well, I'll probably just go. Like I did the last one. I just went out back at the flower shop, and watched
This is
it.
going to be a whole different experience, though.
I know.
This is complete darkness. Like crickets come out, owls come out, all the other animals go to bed. Like they said, it's just Bruce Dickey. I was talking to him. He said it's just mind blowing. Like they went down to Carbondale for the last one.
We have an opportunity. We got a chance to be at a cabin. We may just go for the entire weekend
after the Little Texas concert.
Yeah, after the probably go out on Sunday evening. Because I want to get to all the events to Little Texas.
Yeah,
and I want to get down
Family Fun Day.
Down to the Elks and Family Fun Day because they've got something going on Saturday night at the Elks. But probably go out, maybe Sunday afternoon and just hang out there for the eclipse. And
that'll be great. I do recommend that, Fairfield residents, I know people are like, oh, it's not going to be big, but we're probably going to have a lot of people at least traveling through. So if you don't have to be out driving that day, I would recommend staying home. Just, get your bread and milk beforehand, get your prescriptions
and
beforehand. Toilet paper. Yeah. All the necessities.
Or if you see me pulling my little red wagon, I will have those things available for sale.
Right? I know. I'm like...
Entrepreneurs.
Right. We got to sell our Eclipse glasses for, $15 because it's supply and demand, right?
You forgot them.
You forgot them. We got them for 150% or what? Yeah. Even more than that, I think. But Mark and Sherry Wells said they'll be watching on their back deck. Diana Vaughn said in their backyard. She lives out in the country. It'll be a perfect spot. Megan Pierce, the Dickey Ranch. I wish I could be watching it there. That'd be a great place to watch it too. Yeah. Crystal Vaughn will be watching it at the Chuck Wagon Charlie's, and she said praying people are respectful that businesses will still need to be conducted. That's something I was talking to a small business owner here in Fairfield yesterday, and they're like, what do we do? And I was like, just close that day. Like, if you can close, but there's obviously a gas station can't. Like, there's going to be people. Actually, they'll probably have a really great sales day that day. They can't be closed down.
That's what we're planning to do at the Fly Shop. We're
just close.
There's just no.
I told my girls don't plan on coming in that day because there's no need. But Angela Vaughn, my mother-in-law, said hopefully the weather will be good and we'll be at one of our ponds in the meadow watching a wedding. What a beautiful description. I love that. If the weather isn't nice, we'll probably be in the shop at home with the wedding inside. So fingers crossed that we don't get rain and nastiness that weekend. But, April showers bring May flowers. So, oh my God.
And a lot of schedule changes, right?
That's right. A lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you all for tuning in and giving us your answer to question of the day. So the next question of the day for Friday's broadcast, we're going to have Sarah Turner on. It's Athletic Trainer Month.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that, and she actually reached out, and I'm so glad she did. But our question's going to be, what is the most, I'm going to word it wrong, but the most dangerous sport, in your opinion, for being hurt and things like that? And I thought she may be able to give us a factual answer on that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of times... Well, I go and watch a wrestling match, and I'm just like, you know what I mean? And I can't watch it because I'm like, that looks really dangerous. Yeah. And, but they're really good about calling, positions that, okay, that's potentially harmful. So they're good at that. I'm sure a lot of people may say football. Mm-hmm. There's times, I think, was it Ken that was talking about potentially thinking about potentially changing the punt return, where everyone's running. Because that can be a very dangerous point in the game.
It is.
Where you're just running full speed. And but yeah, that's our question of the day. It should be posted this afternoon if you guys would like to chime in on that. And then I'm excited to talk with Sarah Turner. She just actually texted me and asked if we could start at 8 a.m. on Friday because she has to be in Mount Carmel, I believe, by 10. Yeah, Wabash Valley. So 8 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you let me know.
That means I really have to do show prep on Thursday night.
Yeah.
I am the worst at time management. I allow myself no time for anything else to happen throughout the day, which is just not smart. So every week, every time before a podcast, I have it on my to-do list the day before, show prep, get everything ready. And then I'm always in here the day of at 7:45, 8 o'clock, printing,
Yes.
writing notes, you know.
And you tell yourself, I'm not going to do
I'm
that
not
again."
doing that again
No, that was too
every
stressful.
single time.
Yep.
So I will, mark my words, probably not be prepared. But I'll do it with a smile on my face. So 8 o'clock. Let's remember that.
Okay.
All right. Trivia questions. What do you got for us?
I
this
have,
week?
well, since, Little Texas is going to be here on April 5th,
Yes.
I have Texas
Okay.
trivia questions.
Now, how do you want to do this? We can either answer out loud or we can write down like a competition.
I don't want to be in competition.
Okay,
with
let's just see
I'm
if
not a
together
trivia
we
guy.
can be smart, right?
All right. These are pretty easy
you. Here we
as
go.
far as Texas trivia questions go. Like one later on is going to be what is the state animal of Texas?
That sounds.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say that sounds super
All right,
easy. Yeah.
question one.
I know that.
What is the nickname of Texas?
Lone Star State.
Yep.
Yep.
There you go. What river forms the border between Texas and Mexico?
Rio Grande?
Rio Grande.
There we go.
Yeah. 3. What's the state capital of Texas?
Oh my. I don't remember my memory verse for that one. Is it Dallas?
It is not Dallas.
Austin?
It is Austin.
Really? Gosh, I should have known that.
What's the largest city in Texas by population?
Houston?
It is Houston. Which famous battle for Texas independence took place in 1836 at a mission in San Antonio?
The Alamo.
Huh.
Been there.
I have too.
Really?
Yeah.
So were you absolutely surprised when you walked up to it?
Yeah. It's
Like-
just this little.
Same thing we took our girls. It's been a few years back, but it's like you think you're going to the Alamo. I mean, like looking for this great big place, and walk up, and the girls are like,
That's it?
"That's it. That's what was in our book." Like the picture.
Yeah.
You know, it's
and
like,
the pictures in the history books, it looks big and just, and
so
it's like
it's not. It's like in town.
Yeah.
Not big.
right by the
like
river.
smaller than a lot
right?
of stuff around it.
Yeah.
And there it is. It's
Yeah.
like
In the
wow.
movie, it looks big.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's all presentation. 'cause
Yeah,
it
for
is
sure.
Not a big
All right.
building.
No, it's not.
Which famous Texas city is home to the NASA Johnson Space Center?
Isn't that Houston?
It is Houston.
Used to-
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I knew how to be on the border. It was
What are the 2 NFL teams in Texas?
Cowboys and Texans.
Texans, yeah.
Yep.
I'm a Cowboy fan.
Are you?
Yes.
My dad is too.
Name-
and a
name-
closet Kansas City fan, but I think he came out of the closet now because they're doing so
They're
good.
Name the 2 Major League Baseball teams in Texas.
Astros.
Yeah, Astros and oh my gosh. I don't know.
The Rangers.
The Rangers. I was
Yeah, I was gonna
is
say.
that who the tall or was he on the Astros? The tall Randy
Randy
Johnson.
Johnson, was he Astros or was he Rangers? He was a Texas, right?
He might have pitched.
He was a pitcher?
Astros for a little bit. Is that right? He
Where do you
was
guys remember
Arizona.
him?
I know, I
Arizona,
remember him.
okay.
Yeah, he was
The big
Arizona.
unit.
Yeah.
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 Okay, maybe that's right.
So, yeah, I don't know
Listen,
if he
I'm
was
not a sports trivia
All right.
person, so
Okay. What's the nickname of the University of Texas at Austin's sports teams?
the nickname for them?
Yeah. Like Fairfield Mules.
Right.
It's
You said which one?
the University of Texas
Longhorns.
Longhorns. Okay.
There you go.
I was like trying to think of a nickname for Longhorns. I was like Hook'em Horns. Like that's not a nickname. That's a.
Yep. All right. What is Little Texas's biggest song?
Oh. God bless Texas.
Yeah, that would be it.
They actually. So we've been playing them. We'll turn on like just when we're hanging out, trying
Yeah.
to get creative and
Yeah.
and market it. We've been turning on them on YouTube and I'm doing like just a random playlist of all
Right,
their
yeah.
songs. I'm surprised how many I actually know and remember.
Yeah.
If I had a memory, like my short-term memory was as good as my long-term memory,
Be said.
oh, I would be good to go. But yeah,
So
there's
have
actually
Have they
a
ever
good-
been here? Do you? I mean, were they
I
in any of
know.
the concerts? They
no,
weren't, right?
Nope, they were.
No.
Because that was like when I was in school stuff. That was the
Yes.
era where we had all those concerts
Yeah.
in town. And we
I'm
had
trying
a
to
lot
think. It was
of
like
really
Diamond
good-
Rio
Yeah, I
was
mean,
one, and
Aaron Tippin. He was one I
Yeah.
remember completely. He had a cage that rolled out.
oh, cool.
Oh, and
10-pound
he
hammer.
wore the white suit like Hank Williams
He had the
Sr.
10-pound
Yeah.
hammer. He walked out with a big hammer.
fun.
I
Yeah,
remember that.
I didn't get
remember
it.
it. I
drastically, yeah,
remember
so-
seeing Aaron Tippin do that.
Yeah.
I wish so bad we could get
Something like that
those
going
back.
again. Wow.
Yeah.
Those are neat.
I mean, it's just cool to. Well, we went out to Steven Sork's. He had, Lee Bryce and.
Oh, all those guys.
Oh my gosh, you went.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It's like even my husband. I had drug him there. He's not a social person. He did not want to go. And we got there, and he was like, "This is so cool! Like, this is in Fairfield, Illinois. There's all these songwriters that wrote all these songs that we hear on the radio all the time. And then, Lee Bryce is a big star, and so to have that in Fairfield, Illinois, it's cool. It gets us on the map a little bit.
Right.
Thankful to some white-tailed deers,
or wildlife.
Yeah, wildlife.
All right, couple more for you. There are 3 NBA teams in Texas. Name them.
Okay.
San Antonio Spurs.
Rockets.
Houston Rockets.
Yeah. I don't know.
Dallas Mavericks.
Dallas Mavericks. Good job.
And the
Mark
Spurs.
Cuban. How am I
Yes.
not going to
Yeah, how do you
remember
miss
that
that?
one? Come on. Shark Tank for life.
I thought of that question
I like that.
yesterday when I saw a friend of mine post a poster
Okay.
that I had in junior high. George Gervin. Sitting on the blocks of ice.
Yeah.
It was a Nike poster.
Okay.
Sitting in a chair made of blocks of ice, holding 2 basketballs.
Oh, yeah.
What a great poster.
Yeah.
So my first ever NBA game was a Houston Rockets game. My best friend from grade school moved to the Houston area, Tomball, in 8th grade. And anyways, I went down to visit her at one point, and they took us to a Houston Rockets game. And I was sitting about 8 or 10 rows up, which were amazing
I was
seats.
going to say.
Her dad's in the oil industry. But
Cool
yeah, shout out to Charlie. But we're like 10 rows up. Yao Ming played at the time, and he was looking me directly in the eyes 10 rows up. Like, I was like, this guy, I mean, he looks huge on TV, but holy moly, he looked big.
Final question. Finish these song lyrics.
Oh, no.
The stars at night are big and bright. ... Yeah.
No idea.
No.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Got nothing.
Nope. Missed that one.
Listen, I love to sing song lyrics, but typically they are incorrect.
Yes.
The artist is singing it wrong. You know what I mean? It's not me. It's them. Oh, those were good. That was
Yeah.
I think we did pretty good for not being Texans,
think so,
right?
yeah.
I think we did okay. All right. We got about 9 minutes. You got any other filler, like any celebrity birthdays this day in history? What are we going to talk about?
Did you see? I saw it this morning when I was looking at the news on Yahoo.
Yeah. You look at the news on Yahoo, first of all. Let's talk about that.
Hey, I'm old. I'm older probably than both of you combined. But anyway, there was a story on over-caffeination. Caffeine addiction.
Uh-huh.
You know,
I may have that.
being overly caffeinated by the amount of coffee you drink.
Yeah.
And the different things that it could cause. I mean, even death.
Oh, yeah.
It said. I was just amazed.
So I had to recently get some testing done, and she asked me, do you drink a lot of water? Do you drink a lot of coffee? And I said, yes, both. I drink Diet Coke, I drink coffee, and I drink a lot of water. But because I was drinking these caffeinated drinks, they dehydrate you. I'm drinking all of my water, which should hydrate me, but it wasn't hydrating me enough. So now I have to put like liquid IV and stuff like that in there. And I never realized like it has worked wonders.
Yeah.
Like I've felt so different, felt so much better. And I've noticed, how much I'm going. Like I've noticed that increase. Like I had no idea I was so dehydrated from like I'm drinking, right? I'm drinking something.
I think that's
a new
newer
discovery.
thing that
Yeah.
How many people are really not hydrated? I mean, and we talk to our athletes a lot about hydration, and I'm sure they don't understand it either.
Right.
If they were tested, they would be well below as much as they do, and
yeah.
always
Oh
active,
gosh. Yes.
So I can imagine, so it's like
put some of those liquid IVs in there, or they have like the Propels or anything like that, because that's so important as an athlete to be hydrated and hydrated well. But I never realized that water wouldn't be enough to hydrate you.
That's why they make Gatorade.
Yeah.
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 Or fitness water or whatever.
Right.
There's a ton of different
I was
things
gonna
and
say, I
stuff,
think there's
yeah.
some like conspiracy theories on Gatorade and stuff too. I think it's more sugary.
It's sugary, yeah. So
and
that's
it's
why
almost
they came out like G2s and
Yes.
all the other kinds because they were very high in sugar. I know
Yes.
Sarah used to talk a lot about half and half with water
Oh, yeah.
and Gatorade. And
Right.
If you could pour them together and water it down.
Because you're still getting those electrolytes,
Right.
but you're getting less of the sugar that is
So,
not good for us either.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
and I helped coach football a little bit, so it's like one of those things where you got to do that days before. That's what's hard for kids to understand. It's not the night before or that day.
The day of, because if you drink too
it's
much
late.
the day of before
Yeah,
you
then you
run
don't
your
feel
butt,
good.
yeah, you're gonna vomit on the field.
You know?
Like,
And you go to the bathroom every other inning.
Right, exactly.
that's why Mark
So-
always has to hit the bathroom before any of our broadcasts.
It's just a habit.
Yeah.
It's a superstition. I
Yeah.
don't necessarily have to go, but I
But I'm gonna
always
try.
go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Just
try.
because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the same way when we're traveling. We stop to get gas.
You
I
know,
may not have to go, but I'm going to try to
going.
go.
Yeah.
So
Yes, for sure. We have a few people chiming
It's-
in on
it's
the
an
live
age
chat. Yeah. Double D says, can't say enough great things about Coach Ellis. Very personable, great coworker and friend.
Well, thanks, Steve.
Yeah. And then Samantha Vaughn said that Felix, my son, is going to be the best dressed at their wedding in the astronaut costume.
Yeah.
For sure. My dad moved down to Alabama. He's down in Huntsville. And so he went to the space station thing there, and he actually bought the costume for the boys from Huntsville, Alabama.
I
so.
love the rest stop as you go into Alabama.
Yeah, with the
Because
big
it's got
rocket.
the big rocket, yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. That is so cool. All right, any other final thoughts before we get off the air today?
Tune in.
Tune
Double
in.
broadcast today.
Yes, Mark and Anthony Ukina will be heading to Grayville today for that broadcast, FCHS softball, 4:30 p.m. And then, God love Bob Ellis. I'm like, please don't go to college. Is that bad of me?
No
like,
kidding.
don't leave
Yeah.
me. And he's like, you'll find someone, But anyways, he's handling the softball games today solo. He does a great job. Bobcat softball starting at 2
I
with
think he
Alney
may-
Central.
He may be the only one of us that could do the game solo.
I mean, he's young, right? He's
Yeah.
just young, and he picks up on things so fast. And that generation has been trained with technology in their hands and multiple things going on. I always used to lie on my resumes and say I was, a multitasker. That is baloney.
Yeah.
These kids now
Yeah.
are multitaskers.
Yes.
They can do it all. So thankful to Bob, and good luck to Coach Ellis and the
Yeah.
Bobcats.
Yeah.
If you can't make it out to the field, tune in to Bobcat Nation Fairfield on YouTube, and check them out. We've been trying to do some reels and some stuff
Yeah,
about the
those are fun.
girls,
Those-
and yeah.
And I think that adds to it. I mean,
yeah.
It gathers people. I mean, they see that. It's,
Yes.
it's a neat thing. I mean,
It's like you said, community. Like that was my whole mission with it, is getting our community to know these girls
Right.
and the boys on the baseball team and the girls on the volleyball team. Just they are a part of our community, and we are so thankful for them choosing Fairfield to come and play.
Yep.
And I don't think people realize the amount of tourism that the athletics department brings in.
Well,
Sure.
every time a
That-
parent
oh,
comes
yeah.
to town, they got to stay somewhere.
Yep, they got to get gas.
They
gotta
have to
get
eat.
food.
They got to get gas.
Yeah, pretty much after every game, you hear them all talking about where
Where they're gonna
eat.
go.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's what you do. I mean, it's what as a family. It's
Yeah.
and they're coming from, like you said, a couple hours away, so they haven't seen the kids, so
Yeah.
they don't really see them when they're on the field. I mean, they're
Right, they
watching them,
watch.
but they're not getting to communicate with
Yeah.
them, and
They go and
so
hang
it's
out.
Like, let's go eat somewhere. Let's,
Before
so,
we head back home or whatever.
Yep.
No, that's great. I'm guessing a lot of them go to La Fuente.
I think that's
seems
a
to
popular
be-
choice.
It
Very
Seems
popular
to
choice.
be their favorite.
Yes.
So you guys still need to let me know a day that works
Yeah.
for everyone, so
That was
we
cool.
can.
That's awesome.
I know. I cannot believe the power of food.
Yeah.
I mean, they were very food motivated.
Yeah.
It was like 500 new subscribers in a
Yeah,
month. I'm like,
and-
holy moly, this is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So
And I think it's just going to grow. I mean, I think
me too.
It's, as we play more teams, and like you tell us, and then I got the link from Bob and gave it to St. Charles the other day.
Oh, nice.
Because a lot of schools want to show their games, you know, so then they
Right.
got to set up their stuff or whatever.
Right.
So it's like, well, I have a link, they're already doing it.
Yeah, why
You're like,
double?
Can
Yeah.
I get that? I'm like, sure
Yes,
can.
you can.
So, you know, it's just that many more views and things
Yes.
we get. So
we thank you for that, for
yeah,
sure.
It's been an awesome thing to have, I'll tell you that.
Good. Well, we're glad to do it and are thankful to be a part of the community. So, all right. Well, Samantha said they took the rocket down by Huntsville.
Really?
Oh, when did that happen? Because I was like, I was just down there, let's see, in November. Tell me more, Samantha. We need more info. Oh,
We need
my goodness.
details.
We need details on this. But all right. Well, I guess that's all the time we have for today. Thank you, Jeremy,
Thank
Coach
you.
Ellis, for being here. And we will be back on Friday morning at 8 a.m. with special guest Sarah Turner talking about Athletic Trainers Month and all the fun stuff that goes into athletic training.
Just an awesome program.
Oh my
We-
gosh, we're
we-
so lucky to
so
have
lucky
her
to have
and
that.
them.
Yeah, we talk about how busy we are as broadcasters and coaches are and athletes
Oh, yeah.
are, but they are busy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Covering a lot of kids, a lot of schools.
Yeah.
When we first started Mule Nation, I remember her coming up to me and just being like, "So how are you adjusting?" You know, and I was like, I have a whole new respect for you, coaches, parents. Like, holy moly, because I was doing every game there in the
Yeah.
beginning, you know, and
Yeah.
broadcasters. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a lot, but it is so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Update. Apparently, the rocket was taken down a few months ago. Denny is going to send us photos, so we may post those, you know, for everyone watching, so you can
Yeah.
see the proof that the rocket is gone. But
Now I won't know when I'm in Alabama.
right, how
Yeah.
besides the Sweet Home Alabama sign as soon as you pull in.
Well, that's true.
Here's your sign,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. All right, thank you guys again for joining us on It's a Beautiful Day in Fairfield. Have a beautiful day, everyone.
We'll see you Friday.
See you Friday.